I will never forget to yes because you are the king of the house. To Bevan Chris in Bamenda and to you, Minister Eladzi, watching us all the way from Douala, the economic city of Cameroon. I want to say a very big shout out to you and please do not go anywhere because today you will be learning something new. So stay tuned and I'll be right back with your most finest guest of the day.
It's HOLYGIST with Marie Glow.
Okay, yes, welcome back, beautiful people. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching HOLYGIST episode 16, brought to you by Grace of Production Studios and Online TV. And you may be wondering who is right here with me at the studio. It's not a person than Minister L. Brandon. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You know, seeing you right now, I've never seen you before, just on the flyer. And seeing you right now, you look so different from the flyer. You know what I'm saying, you look so different from the flyer is that you look in the flyer, you look so slim, so fairer, but now you're looking more healthy and more handsome. So I was like, that's nice.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
You're welcome. Okay, our tradition is always I would always love to know more about our artists. So can you tell us more about yourself, like your name, where you hail from?
I'm L. Brandon. I'm
Okay.
a gospel minister,
Okay.
from Mutengene. My fellowship at House of Victory Chapel, where I'm the choir director.
Okay. Wow. You hail from Mutengene. That is where you birthed in Mutengene.
Technically, yes, but I not grew up in Mutengene. I just came back a few years ago.
Okay, let me put the question this way. Your mom and your dad, that's your parents. Where did they hail from?
Bamenda.
I meet you from the northwest.
I'm from the northwest.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying where I'm based.
I said, where do you hail from?
Oh, okay, I get.
So you didn't want me to say very shout out to the Bamenda people out there?
No, that's not it.
No, you need to be proud of who you are.
I'm in Bamenda. I'm not in that, I don't know.
All right, that's enough. Welcome to the program. I mean, I'm so super excited to have you here, and I want to say thank you so much for your humility, for your sincerity. I mean, you were here like 4 hours to 1 p.m. I'm like, wow, thank you so much, and I really have to compliment you on that. So, diving back to business. Today we'll be talking about who is an unbeliever. You know, our viewers out there, I want to say a very big shout out to you guys because it's not easy to put on your data and you're watching me every Monday, you're watching Grace of Productions every Monday with all the amazing surprises for you. I want to say a very big shout out to you watching us in Dubai, in Mutengene, in Boya, in Yaoundé, in Douala, whatever part of the region you're watching us from. I want to say a very big shout out to you guys out there. And with me here, it's our humble guest, Minister L. Brandon. He'll be teaching us who is an unbeliever. But before he gives us what he thinks about an unbeliever, to me, I think an unbeliever is someone who doesn't believe in Jesus. To me.
Yeah.
Because I put it that an unbeliever is someone who doesn't believe in Jesus because there are many unbelievers in church.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will not say an unbeliever is somebody who doesn't go to church. No. An unbeliever is someone who doesn't believe in Jesus. But if you have controversial questions that you wish to ask our guest, because he will be teaching us more about who is an unbeliever. So if you have any contribution, any question, anything you're doubtful about, just drop it down in the comment box below. And do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment because it's going to be an amazing time. So I've spoken too much, so I'll give the floor to our guest.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Grace at Work.
You're welcome.
Productions. So we are talking on who is an unbeliever.
Yes.
You said practically everything. So
Oh,
just like a summary of everything. But
Okay.
I want to bring it to this other side of the topic.
all right.
I want to first of all let's define who a believer is first.
Okay.
Before we take it to let's 1 Timothy 4 verse 12.
Okay.
1 Timothy 4 verse 12. Okay, so it says, let no man despise thy youth,
Okay.
but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. So
Okay.
those are the characteristics of a believer.
All right.
So if we are looking at who an unbeliever is, so we should be taking the contrary of who the believer
That
is.
is okay.
So we will rate you on, just like the scripture says, in words,
Mm-hmm.
in conversation,
Okay.
in charity, that's in good works, in love.
Okay.
Another version says in love, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. And
Okay.
also now, if we do not see this attributes or these characteristics or the things that define a believer in you, we can now start terming you an unbeliever.
Okay.
Then now we can now take it to a general perspective that someone who does not believe in Christ
Okay.
is an unbeliever. Clearly, the Bible says that they that believe in God, they are the sons of God.
God.
Yeah. So if you're not believing in Jesus Christ, then you're an unbeliever.
Okay, what you're trying to say this afternoon is that we can read an unbeliever by through words,
Yes.
through action,
Yes.
through love.
Yes.
So, okay, what do you think of someone? Because I've seen people who are really so sweet tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their charisma is so perfect. The other one, they show so much love,
Yeah.
but when you come into their, let me say, like a stepchild under them,
Yes.
you see a total human being. So, what do you make of that?
It's a charity begins at home, and that's why the, scriptures also says that we should test all spirits. If you see, if you see somebody, don't be too carried away by just
Okay.
their normal ways, their normal. Someone can be very very kind. It does not mean the person expresses love. By the way, if you check the definition of love, you will know that many of the things that we display out here is not love.
Okay, it means I'll just summarize what you said with this adage that they say when you see a truck parked somewhere or this tipper of sand,
Yeah.
don't just conclude from the outside look that the tipper is a very good truck. You need to
Yes,
get into
yes,
it first.
true.
Okay, so what can you advise our viewers out there concerning this topic? Like how can you detect who is a believer and who is an unbeliever? Because like I said, somebody might be so good in character, in words, in love, but the inside is so spoiled. So what advice can you give to us? How can we know who is an unbeliever?
What I would say is, Christ is our model.
Okay.
Christ is our model, and the Word of God is it's something that has been put to direct our paths. When you see somebody, you read the person according to Christ. We are Christ-like. That's what believers are Christians. That's Christ-like. So you can rate the person based on their characters, and not be so judgmental, like to carry or take a general perspective, like just see somebody and you conclude totally. Yes.
Okay.
That's what our advice.
Okay. Apart from those advices you've given, since we're looking at who is an unbeliever, that's the main primary prime. So for how long have you been a believer?
I did not have any dramatic. Cameroon gospel minister used to say that not everybody has one dramatic way of living their life.
No, I mean, what I'm asking is that now, for how long have you known Christ?
Way long, like way small.
Okay, that's right from your mother's womb.
No. As I said, not everybody have that dramatic experience.
Okay.
So I knew Christ, I think at the age of 9. I'm sure at the age of 9, because that's when I committed myself to the things of God,
Okay.
church, and the likes. Yes.
Okay. So you being a Christian all this while, I'm say from your youth.
Yes.
So what advice can you give to someone who is just watching you right now and the person is feeling like, oh, for all this time I thought I was a believer, whereas I'm an unbeliever from what you just said. So what advice can you give to the person that has really helped you? Because I believe people's stories are like encouraging force to other people's growing.
What I would say is keep on, don't stop. Whatever
Okay.
the challenges or whatever the situations, whatever character or whatever anything that comes your way, do not stop. Look unto Christ. Yes, the Bible says we look unto Him, the author and finisher of our faith. So just keep on looking unto Christ, and as you keep beholding, you start becoming.
Wow. As you keep beholding, you start becoming. I think that is from Corinthians
Yes,
something.
yes.
Okay, it's not mind me. I'm not. I'm not a Bible addict. Okay, but I can picture where any verse is coming from. All right, thank you so much, guys, and I hope you've really learned something, you've really taken out something. But one thing I picked was that you should keep on and keep believing in God. No matter what you're doing, just keep on because you're still a believer. If you think that you're not a believer, just go down your knees, pray to God. You know the prayers to pray to Him. That's a prayer of mercy and cry to God. And that was enough for us for the topic. And when we come back, trust me, we'll be having an insight of who our guest is of today. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere because Holy Gist has just started. And we'll be right back.
Young Nation Records.
Oh, yeah. Before I entered into the Holy of Holies, before I entered into the presence of the Mighty, before I lift my voice to give you all the glory, your love had found me, your love rescued me. Before I enter,
all you have to do is to drop your comment in the comment box below. Why not like, share, and comment, like our page so that as Holy Gist keeps coming on, you will be getting amazing surprises for you. I mean, this guy had a studio just making me laugh. I don't know what to even say, especially Mr. L. Brandon. He's really fun to be with, and he's a very humble person, so sincere, so so nice. All the adjective of all the positive adjectives. That's who he is. No, you're not flattered. I'm saying what I've seen. You're not being flattered. Okay, at this point I want to know more about the artist. I know you out there, you're really eager to know who Mr. Earl Brandon is. All what he told us was his name is Mr. Earl Brandon and he hails from Northwest region, but I know there's still more to it. So with the questions that I'll be asking him, he'll be revealing to us what he is and who he is. Okay, sir, I've recently listened to your song What a Loving God, right? And it's really trending in the market. I feel like is this guy really a Cameroonian because the vocals are just so real. And trust me, he'll be doing a cappella for us, but not now. So stay put. So, sir, how did this? Where did you get your inspiration of this song, "What a Loving God"?
I've seen the love of God display in my life so much,
Okay.
and it was at a point in my life where I was going through the normal process. I call it the normal process because it's a road for everybody.
All right.
So I was going through that, and during that period, I went for service that Monday. We were on the keyboard, my spiritual father, and the keyboardist, of course. So he was playing, and we kept on, we were singing, worshiping God, and the lyrics started coming. The first line says, "Before I entered into the holies of holies."
Okay.
Before I entered into the presence of the Mighty, before I knew God, we came to a point where we were broken. We were like, Father, before we even got to know you, your love was already being displayed in our lives.
Okay.
So that's where the lyrics came from.
Means what you're trying to say is that what a loving God was birthed in the presence of God.
Yes.
Wow, it's not easy to write a lyric during worship. Sometimes the words can come, but after the worship sermon, you're like, God, please, I need those lyrics back.
Yes.
And they really can't come back. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really not easy. Means the song was really birthed from God. If you could recall every lyrics of every wordings of the song given to you by God, then
No, writing a song is a process. So we cannot say
okay.
you'll be very, very. I'll be hurting you, or how will I say? I'll be killing you if I say that we just got all the lyrics during the worship sessions. Man, you can go there and the song you bring out would not be that.
Okay.
Yes.
So whenever I listen to What a Loving God, what memory do you think of? What's that unique memory you think of whenever I listen to what is each song has a memory.
Yes.
So what's that memory? Because right now whenever I'm listening to what's a loving God, I think of El Brandon.
Yeah, okay.
So what's that memory that got you whenever I listen to what is a loving God?
I would say few years before I got the song, I I lost my mom.
No.
That was few years to after I lost my dad. Lost my mom, the last person. And the love of God, I've been seeing his faithfulness, like he has been keeping us.
Wow.
He has been protecting us. His love has been so, I feel a lot of father, mother love, especially when I'm like, God has been showing the both sides. So that's it. That's practically it.
All right, from what you just said, I think you've gotten some challenges and some failures in life.
Yes.
And I believe that sharing, let me say, one of those challenges can really help me and someone out there.
Challenges, I don't know the particular one to say.
Anyone
a lot.
surrounding what is a loving God. You know, to become a gospel minister, don't just get up one morning and you're a gospel minister.
Yes.
There are processes. So what's that unique challenge? Okay, have you ever felt like this gospel thing is not for me?
Yes.
Like, Papa God, maybe this thing is not my calling. You understand? So what's that unique thing that gave you that courage to move on? Because it's either you move on or you just stay off.
The challenges, let me talk about the challenges.
Okay.
I've got a challenge. My challenge was impatient. You know, I like to be very, very blank. Okay, you know, as an artist, you will be like, I want this thing is supposed to be so. It's supposed to be so. And our timing is not the timing of God.
Yeah, very true.
So we'll be feeling like God is not kind with his timing and stuff like that. And it also breaks us. But I kept my head on. I was like, Father, at a particular point, I was like, Father, if this is what I'm called to do, then certainly it will be so.
Sure.
Though I'm not seeing the results now, I know I will certainly see the result one day.
So do you think that impatience can be the reasons why some people fail out there?
Yes, especially in our Cameroon.
So what advice can you give to our Cameroonian music ministers?
I would say be patient, please. Be patient, especially here. Be so patient. I know when we get a song, we are in haste.
Yeah.
When we wrote What a Loving God, we released it 3 years after.
Wow.
We released it 3 years after. So some people are in a haste. We don't want time to take some time. We don't want things to mature. At a particular point, I was like, Father, I want even my face to mature. I want my look to mature. I want everything about
this
me.
one that you want your face, your looks to mature.
Don't go there. That was just his title. I was like, I want everything to mature. My voice should mature.
Okay.
At one point, I was feeling very, very bizarre. The impatient was like, I want to still blow.
Okay.
I want to be out there.
Okay.
Yes.
Your mates are going. What are you doing here?
Yes.
Yeah, like the spirit is always like, Brando, you need to release this. So what are you doing
And
here?
certainly, the devil will always make you to. Will bring people around you. Will be like, hey, the people are going in front of you.
Yeah,
And stuff like that. So that's the thing. Please be patient. Be patient. If you're writing a song and you don't have enough, how do I put it? Everything that can make that song go out there. Please be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with God. Be patient with everything that concerns your ministry, especially us, the gospel artists. Be very, very patient. I've seen people that have gotten songs, but out of so much in the haste, they go out and release it without many things being in order.
Okay.
And you blame the audience. You blame the people out there. Why? You're the one that had the impatience. You were just so excited. I got so excited at one point.
All right. Okay. Now I'd like to ask you this very funny question because you really put me so tense, and I guess viewers out there are like, well, we need to know more about Brando. At least give him some funky questions because you've been giving us a lot of teachings. You understand what I mean? So now I'd like to ask you, what's your best food? What are the foods you love to eat? Like your best meal?
I don't like saying my best food again. You said
You have to tell us.
My best food is Eru. But
with what? Wada fufu or gari?
No gari, please.
Okay, why don't you love wada fufu?
Wada fufu does not help me.
Okay. Now moving to the ladies out there, you know, maybe there's a female audience out there, and she's like, man, my prayers need to be answered. You understand what I mean? So now I'd like to know if you're single, you're married, you're searching, or you're still searching, or you're not searching at all.
I'm single first.
Like, are you searching? Okay, you've already found.
No.
Okay, you're not searching.
We don't search.
What do you guys
In
do?
this our kingdom, we don't search.
What do you do?
God reveals to us. We don't search.
Jesus.
We don't
You know,
search.
I'm laughing so much. You're the
Why?
first artist after I mean, this is 16 episode of HOLYGIST, and you're the first artist coming here, and you're like, you're not searching.
No, I'm not searching. Please.
So what you do?
No, we're waiting on God. We hear. In this our kingdom, we hear God. We don't
Sorry
just
to
act.
get you short, but I read one part in the Bible that says God no longer chooses
No.
wives for.
No, the thing is, when we'll see it, we will
Okay,
know.
you present it to God.
No, when we'll see it, we will know. That time, the spirit will
Okay.
bear witness.
Uh,
Yes. But for now, we are not searching. Please.
all right, okay, this one is a really good one because all the artists that have ever come here, this our females are like, where maybe God does not answer our prayer point. God has answered our prayer point today. He's not searching, and he is single. He's not married, so you understand. You can keep praying, and who knows, God might answer. Not so.
I
Why
don't
are you
know.
quiet now?
I don't know.
All right, enough. Okay, I'd like to ask you, if someone could ask you, like I'm asking you now, who do you really admire in the Cameroonian music industry?
Who do I admire?
Who is that one person you admire? Like, if they tell you that Minister L. Brandon, if that person calls you now, that Minister L. Brandon, please, I need you right now at the studio. Come and let's do a collabo, both of us. Who is that person you wish for in the Cameroonian music industry?
They plenty.
Like who?
But I would say, for example, Guy Michel.
Ah,
Guy
okay.
Michel King.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I'm like, wow. Why do you choose? Is it a he or a she?
He's a he.
Why do you choose him?
First of all, his personality and his way, the way he sees. There are many others. Please don't get me wrong. Please. There are many others that I would really love to.
Okay.
He's a francophone, and but there are many others. First of all, his style of music, I really love it. I took time just recently. I took time to listen to his songs. I was like, wow,
Cameroon is blessed.
wow, wow. All genres were intact.
Oh.
Voice intact and
Oh.
everything was intact. I was
And
like,
the
wow.
spirit too was there.
Yes.
Because I heard one of our Cameroonian music gospel singers sang that in anything you do, believe in the presence of God. That's Minister Kemgu Valentine. I'm sure you know him.
Yes.
Okay, viewers, thank you for staying with us up to this moment. I'd like to give you a short break so that you take your breath. And when we come back, trust me, he will be doing a very serious, nice, peculiar acapella for us. So do not go anywhere, stay tuned because we'll be right back. Meanwhile, shout out to all the incredibles out there. I really love you so much, and they are right here at the studio with me, making sure everything is in place. I love you so much, and keep watching HOLYGIST. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's HOLYGIST with Marie Glow.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
He has been teaching us about what is who can you identify to be an unbeliever, and he is just from telling us more about himself. So if you didn't watch, you can just go back and watch, or whenever the YouTube link is being pasted, you can as well watch for more and more fun. And at this point, we want him to do a very nice acapella for us. So sir, over to you. I want to enjoy, and my viewers are waiting, you know. Our viewers are waiting. Your fans are waiting. So do not let us down.
I'm under the weather. Okay. Before I entered into the holy of holies, before I entered into the presence of the mighty, before I lift my voice to give you all the glory, your love had found me, your love rescued me. What a loving God is. What a loving God is. What a loving God is. What a loving God is.
You're finished.
Yes, I'm done.
Say, until I had to speak in pidgin now. It was too short. You know, I must say, yeah, you really have a very good voice.
Thank you very much.
You and Sammy, you guys really need to do a collabo, and then you guys come here, the both of people, and do a collabo again. I mean, you guys' voices are so unique, and what a loving God. I feel like, you know, the reason why people do videos or songs is because each time once you hear what is a loving God, we can remove you from Mutengene and say, oh Brandon, please, you need to come and sing what a loving God for us. So since you've done the cassette and you can get to him, you can just contact Grace of Production Studios if you want his songs, and trust me, he'll give it to you just intact. And thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate your humility, your sincerity. But before you go, what last words do you have for your viewers out there?
Last words. Last words I want to give is stay in the love of Christ. Stay in the love of Christ. He loves us. His love is there for us. His love is beckoning unto us.
Okay.
You just have to turn and answer. And if you have not given your life to Christ, please do.
Okay.
That's
All right. What about give us a last word for the studio
last one
from
for
Grace
the
Up
studio.
Production Studios?
Thank you very much, Grace and Walk Productions. Thank you to all the team members. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored. I'm so blessed.
Thank you too for accepting our invitation. All right, fellow viewers, trust me, when I come back, we'll be giving it tips of the iBet, and I'll be packing my bags out of the studio. And meanwhile, I want to say a very, very big shout out to you, Bethany, watching us all the way from Bamenda, you know. And our artist of the day here from Bamenda. So shout out to all the Bamenda people out there. You guys are really strong and raising up talented, humble, and young youths for Jesus' kingdom. And I'm sure if the Bamenda people out there could keep doing this, you know, the world will really be a better place. What do you think?
Yes, that's true.
All right, thank you so much for staying up to this point, and please do not go anywhere, because when I come back, I'll be calling it a wrap. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Legends Alive.
Welcome back, beautiful people, and thank you so much for staying up to this moment. You know, I want to encourage you that in all your challenges, be strong, be bold, because Jesus is always on your side. And as you all heard from our guest minister of today, he was telling you some of the ways to know an unbeliever. And trust me, an unbeliever is not someone who doesn't go to church, but an unbeliever is someone who doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. So all you have to do for me is to give your life to Christ, and trust me, Jesus will be your backbone from today, and keep spreading love through your words, through your actions, like our guest minister told us earlier today. Meanwhile, I want to say a very big shout out to the team out there. You know, remember I told you last week of our neighbor series, and one of them is a movie ongoing. No other thing than Legends Alive. You know, when you get the name Legends Alive, there's a lot of revival coming up in you. And trust me, the team of this crew is just so amazing. I mean, they're really good, talented actors. And at this point, I want to say a very big shout out to the team of Legends Alive. To Mommy Lydia B, I want to say a very big shout out to you, Mr. Clifford Bill. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Mr. Evan Uche Fortune. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Mundi Cletus. To you, Abu Maggie, to you, Shegan Josiana, to you, Ayok Bride. These two, I mean, they're so amazing, Shegan Josiana and Ayok Bride. You know, the ways make me look so fine and HOLYGIST. And shout out to you. I want to shout out to you, to Mario Andes. Yes, 237 Joker. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Doreen Olama. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Don Piccolo. I hear you, you know, your name sounds perfect 5. So I want to say a very big shout out to you, Chube Angel, the angel of God. I want to say a very big shout out to you, Princess Mb. And I want to say a very big shout out to you, Kadi and Ashley Cole, not forgetting Beauty. She says her name is Beauty, and she's Beauty herself. So these are the team of Legends Alive. So this amazing crew are really so wonderful. And trust me, today you'll be getting a teaser of it. You just be seeing Legends Alive. But when the movie is out, trust us, it's gonna be on CRTV. It's gonna be on all the national TVs you could ever think of, and that is true. So shout out to you, not forgetting the Incredibles, my family. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for always making me look beautiful on HOLYGIST. And trust me, if you're just tuning in, this is HOLYGIST episode 16, brought to you by Grace of Production Studios and online TV. And remember, this is a rebirth Grace of Production Studios and Online TV. They deal in graphic designing, audio production, in video. If you want your weddings to be well covered, your marriages, your birthday celebration, everything you could ever think about the camera, trust me, Mr. Lensman, it's here for you. And I want to say a very big shout out to him, because all the flyers you always see making me look beautiful, he's the person behind it. And I want to say a very big shout out to our sound engineer, Mr. Sembi. You see my voice sounding so different. Yes, he's the one. And a very big shout out to you, to our two artists in the house, Miss Eleanor and Miss Elanzi, all the way from Douala, the economic city of Cameroon. Shout out to you people out there. Shout out to you from Bamenda, Ma Bethany. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, the dude of the house, Bevan Chris. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for all your endless effort. And to all the supporters of Greater Production Studios and Online TV, I want to say a very big shout out. And thank you so much for trusting in us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I love you. Catch you next week Monday. And guess who will be having next week Monday? It's one of your Cameroon finest superstar, another person than Minister Prosper Mengo. I'm super excited to meet him, because he's just so an amazing, talented, gifted, humble, nature of a kind human being. So stay tuned, because Monday is gonna be corrosive. It's gonna be impactful. So we will be there for you. And thank you so much. I love you.
Young Nation Records.
Before I entered into the Holy of Holies, before I entered into the presence of the Mighty, before I lift my voice to give you all the glory, your love had found me, your love rescued me. Before I enter into the Holy of Holies, before I enter into the presence of the Mighty, before I lift my voice to give you all the glory, your love had found me, your love rescued me. Oh, the loving God is. What the loving God is, what the loving God is, what the loving God is. When I remember the place you brought me from, what keeps me going is the love you show on me. When I remember the place you brought me from, what keeps me going is the love you show on me. From grass to grace, you lift me up, you show me love, you gave me hope. From grace to grace, you lift me up, you show me love, you gave me hope. Come on!
From grace to grace, you lift me up, you showed me love, you gave me hope. From grace to grace, you lift me up, you showed me love, you gave me hope. What a loving God is.
loving, 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 loving God.